Thursday night. DeLace charges it. Deep left field. Palakaye! Tie game! There he goes. No, he bluffs, and DeLace hits it deep right field. Way back there. Palakaye! Off of the light pole. Straight over right field.
What a great homestand, and welcome to In the Den, your inside look at the Fresno Grizzlies. I'm Tim Slack. It was a joy to watch the Grizzlies play this week at home, and we're running out of home dates. Single-digit home games left, both in the regular season and if a playoff game comes to Chukchansi Park this year. Tonight on In the Den, we're going to take a look back at how the Grizzlies did against the Stockton Ports, their final meetings of 24 games against the Athletics affiliates this year. Plus, I get a special chat with Chris Forbes, the Colorado Rockies Director of Player Development. Let's see what Chris had to say this week. Welcome back to In the Den, and a real special guest today, the Colorado Rockies Director of Player Development, Chris Forbes. Glad to have you in town, and I know you said you're settled into Fresno, but we're glad to have you here.
Yeah, always a pleasure to come. You know, that I love the ballpark renovations, stuff I get to see. The heat I can deal with. It's been hot about everywhere, so I can handle the heat. And, you know, I like seeing the kids, no doubt.
Good. Well, and that's a great place to start, because I know you talk about developing people beyond just developing ball players. What is so important? How do you do that at this stage with so many guys starting their professional careers?
Well, I mean, I think you start, you know, newly drafted guys, which you guys just kind of handful in. Well, two, I guess. You know, you kind of start in the mini camp, and you try to create an environment where they understand that the quicker they learn how to take ownership of their careers, you know, that's what it takes. I mean, we empower people here. You try to really kind of keep the mantra of person over player. They all come from somewhere, you know, and it's not linear. Their development is not going to be linear. There's going to be a ton of twists and turns, and you know, I say it a lot. I mean, how do we navigate that gray area? And that's going to be a big part of these transitions that they're going to have. You know, shortstop was a high school kid. He got smoked by a 98-mile-an-hour fastball last night. You know, it probably didn't happen in Stillwater High School, I'm assuming. He didn't face anybody that firm, but so, I mean, I think it's just, and you've got to kind of meet them where they are. I think that's really important too. You know, whether it's introducing them to research and development or the performance lab space, or, you know, what they're doing in the weight room, physical performance wise, or especially like the introduction to mental skill, which is a huge X factor in the pro game. It all takes time, you know, and you have to give it to them in digestible chunks. I think is critical. You know, some guys are going to take on and really quick, and some guys are going to take a little more time.
Good. I like that you said it's not linear, because it's just like human beings, right? Like when we develop, as whether it's professionals or in personal life, it's not a linear thing, right? Like you make mistakes and then you learn from them and you go back. How much of your role now has been influenced? It sounds like some coach speak, but I mean, you coached at the University of Northern Colorado. How much of that coaching background do you pull on for this role now?
I think you do a lot of, you know, the intriguing part of you don't repeat mistakes. You know, that's probably the biggest thing I learned in 11 years of college coaching. And you kind of develop your own, you know, Mount Rushmore of guys that have influenced you, you know. And I was lucky enough to have a guy up in the cave for those years, coaching with Falmouth. There was a heavy influence on just how he treated people. Because you can get caught up in the game, you can get reactive to something that happened in that game, or you can truly stay in the process and recognize it, you know, Thursday night, Blasek gave it up, you know, and he was due to give one up. And it's good for his career to have to go through that, you know, and now dig deep, and you look forward to now the next outing, you know, and how is he going to bounce back, because that's going to happen, you know. And I think we all sign up for a game of this much failure, so, you know, you kind of take all of it with a grain of salt. But I'm sure there's a ton of coach speak, you know, whether it's, you know, Bingham, who I played with at KU, or, you know, watching a Ted Lasso episode on the plane. You just somewhere in between. You just try to keep, you know what I mean?
Well, and I think part of that too, right, is it's not just the players that you're working with. You are working with coaches, and, you know, mentioned to you before, it is crazy to think about the map of places that you cover. You might be in Washington State, and then you come down to us, then you go over to Albuquerque, and you got Hartford, and you're based in Denver.
Yeah.
And so you're dealing with these coaches all over the place who are in different time zones, impacted maybe by different cultures in their cities, and you're coaching them as much as you're coaching the players, right?
I think we have to also, because staff development's got to be a big piece of this. If you're, and they all have lives. They've all had careers, but you constantly have to evolve in how the game's being played today or what resonates.
People forget that sometimes.
People do forget that, And I learned, there was a Reggie Christensen's the head coach at Sac State, and he was a volunteer at KU, and I used to work those summer camps, and he had told me he played at Menlo, which he probably knew.
Yeah.
And he had told me, I can't remember the coach there, but he had been there a long time and was kind of legendary for one of the smaller NAI type programs. But he said, you just never can forget how hard this game was to play. And, and that's ultimately, they're going to punch out. They're going to drop a pop-up like we've seen. They're going to do some things to, miss the cutoff man. It's a game played by humans.
Yeah.
And so, keeping the human element in check and trying to surround them in a holistic approach of all these processes that are here to help them. So I never wanted to be a farm director that was going to come in and change the narrative of how the clubhouse space, which is theirs, and we've tried to get them to take ownership of whatever culture you want in this clubhouse is on you guys. It's not for me to stand up in front of the room and this is how you guys should be acting and this is how you should be, just trying to get these teams to understand that this is family and you're moving up the train, and unfortunately there are going to be days like we've had this week or even last week where we have to give a hug to somebody and say goodbye. But that's all part of it, and you have to have an empathetic ear because they all go through something. I mean, you're talking about the travel. I flew from Boca Chica, Dominican, to Denver to pack up to fly here yesterday. So I landed on Wednesday, packed up the next morning, and and I'm not, I didn't take geography in KU, but I'm fairly certain that's got some miles to it, But I think you have to understand that, they are going to have lives, and it's generationally different. And where I think it's become harder is they're bigger, faster, stronger. I mean, you got a high school kid last Thursday night or whatever.
Yeah.
Thursday night, for them, that were facing, it was bumping 96, 98.
Yeah.
And that's a high school kid. There was a high school kid in Colorado, which is not a massive baseball state, that got drafted. He touched 100.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so, it's firmer. The stuff has got so much life to it. They've also got more static in their ears with, the family, the social media components, the access to where they rank in prospects, all that stuff. I mean, I'm not a get off my lawn guy at 53, but there wasn't the internet when I was at KU. I mean, the internet, so I didn't have to deal with all that stuff.
Sure.
And that's why I think that, you really have to kind of walk in their shoes a little bit to what they go through.
But overall, what are you most pleased by with some of maybe the results that you've seen over the course of the year?
I mean, I think, you looked at a team when we broke camp, you always kind of look, and I'm hard on our system, but you look at it, you're like, oh, I kind of like Hartford. Last year we had a really good dynamic line-to-line dynamic in Spokane, and they were loaded.
Won a championship.
And then, this year, I knew we were going to be young here with a lot of our Latin group coming in, but you were hoping you were surrounding them with the right type of college guys, because typically it's the college guys that acclimate faster to the Cal League. And that was not the case. I mean, our first 6-8 weeks here, I was just like, well, I don't know if we're getting any hits during BP. And then, we kept saying, I think they could be a second half team. And you saw some guys in the ACL that you're like, once we went to the playoffs in the ACL, and once we got eliminated out of the playoffs, we were able to get Brito and DeLise up here. That at least it provides such an energy, and then obviously we had the draft and Holiday and Thatch just got up here, to kind of it provides another bit of energy. And once we get some of the other drafted guys going, they'll end up here too, So I think it becomes a spark to the club. But, you know, just how they're going about it, not only from the players, but from the staff, and the staff really molding together and having an intimate understanding of what each one's thinking.
Right.
And then, you know, the pitching, because, you know, we've shot some guys up to Spokane that, I mean, I'm sure you guys would love to have Everett Catlett here.
I might have brought him up today.
You know what I mean? Like, Allie's done it, and he's turning through because it's his first full season, so you have an innings cap. Yeah. He's flying through them. His season may be over like next week. Right? I mean, he is going through them so fast because every night it's 6 or 7.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, you know, having those guys. And then now you get to a point where, you know, obviously Brody Breck back and healthy, and Jackson Cox making his way back. So a lot of guys that we had missed some time with now kind of getting them out here and starting to show what they can do. That's great. That's been great.
Well, Chris, it's been great to talk to you. Thank you so much for the time and really appreciate the information. That's Chris Forbes, the Rockies Director of Player Development. We'll be right back with more In the Den right after this.
It had been 8 series since June before the Fresno Grizzlies dropped one, and they are so happy to be back at Chansey Park in downtown Fresno as they open up a 6-game series with the Stockton Ports. Good. Simple enough, right? 2-2 to Bernard. And this is grounded sharply by the dive of the second baseman Durrington into right center. Brito will score. Bernard burning into second. He slides with a RBI double. And the Grizzlies tie it up at 1.
And then I went on and
1-0 grounded to the right. Diving stop by Roynier up to a knee. Throws to first. They got him. Roynier Hernandez with a terrific diving stop. Takes it.
He was a closer in college, was just all fastball slider.
Holiday
fastball
pulls
cutter.
one on the ground into right field, a base hit. Brito will accelerate on the gas and get to third, and there's the first professional hit for Ethan Holiday. The 0-2 pitch. Bozer takes fastball, called strike 3. And there you said it, wasn't 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He got him. Fastball at 94, blown by Devin Taylor, ends the 5th inning.
And Ethan, man, let's see how he does here his third at bat tonight.
1 for 2, and he chops the first pitch under the glove of the first baseman, Art, and it down the right field line. Yeah. Holiday digging for 2. Turley, a great arm, throws. It's late, and Holiday into second, feet first. Grizzlies have seen him a ton this year. In the first pitch, hammered deep into right field. Back is Turley. He will watch it go. Palakaye. Derek Bernard's 6th homer of the year puts the Grizzlies on top. 3-2 pitch. Manzano delivers. Hidalgo serves it out into left center field. That will fall for a hit. As Hidalgo rounds first, and he's going for second. A soft throw in, and Hidalgo has a double.
Yeah. The thing with the transition that a lot of these guys are making.
One pulled down the right field line, fair. Hernandez is going to have extra bases. Turley will dig it out. Hernandez going for 3. Hidalgo has scored, and Roynier headfirst slide into third with an RBI triple. The Grizzlies have a homer, a double, and a triple here in the 6th inning.
Hey.
Runners are going to go. 3-2, payoff pitch, fastball, called strike 3. Woo. Jewett got him looking, and 1-2. Vlasic delivers, chopped towards second. Hernandez to it, gets a good hop, throws to first, and that's it. It's a glorious Tuesday night. The Grizzlies are victorious. They take the first one from Stockton, 4-2. Well, an outstanding debut and a much-needed win. Opened up the series at home for the Fresno Grizzlies, and now they look to make it 2 in a row against the Stockton Ports in downtown Fresno. Brito off third, Hernandez off second, Bernard off first. They can all run, as can DeLeese. 3-1 pitch. And this is driven deep into right center field, way back there, and it's going to bounce off of the warning track and over the wall. A ground rule double ties this game at 2. 0-2 from Alvarado, and Bernard shoots it out into left field. He punches that one down in front of Rodney Green Jr. And it is a base hit, the second of the night for Bernard. Bernard was thinking opposite field the whole 1-1 pitch. He drives it into center field. Blanford turning, running. Blanford at the warning track. He looks. It's over his head. Hidalgo speeds into second with an RBI double. And it's 6-2 Grizzlies. Walk twice will come to the plate. Hidalgo got a huge jump and will take third standing up. 1-1 pitch. Alvarado deals, and it's lined into center field by Fitzer. RBI knock scores Hidalgo. 0-1 to Brito. Hammond deals, and Brito drives it deep into center field. Blanford sprinting back, turns, he leaps, he can't get up to it, and it bounces on the warning track over the wall in left center. It's the Grizzlies' second ground rule double of the night. Payoff pitch, breaking ball, that is called strike three. Oh, he's fancy, got him looking. Breaking ball high and tight, and Taylor knew it. Roldy Brito leading off the bottom of the seventh against Riley Hughey, and this is a slash towards first, bounce to Fiend, and Brito was way ahead of Hughey, who 0-1 pitch. Bernard taps it towards the mound, fielded by Hughey. He turned, looked, and he couldn't do anything with it. He ended up dropping it. I think that'll be a hit for 1-2. Fitzer drives it into right center field. This is cutting away from Blanford. It's the right fielder, Turley, over to it, who will make the catch. And tagging and scoring is Wilder DeLeese. Make it a 5-run inning. In each of the last 2 innings to get a little bit closer. The 2-2 pitch is on the outside corner, called strike three, and that will do it. It's a glorious Wednesday night. The Grizzlies are victorious as they take game 2, 14-7. And Fresno has taken the first 2 games of this set as they are looking to make it 3 in a row. This year by the ace. Swing and a miss. Runner goes. Castillo's throw. Shortstop side. Taylor tried a swim move, and Castillo finishes him off. Strike him out. Throw him out. Double play in 3 at-bats. And he rips this one out into right field. It's going to drop in front of Turley, who comes over to the line. Bernard's digging for 2. Turley's throw offline. And Derek Bernard, hustle, hustle, hustle. A leadoff double in the second. DeCochet's 1-2 pitch is driven into left center field. High fly ball, long run. It's Taylor, the left fielder. He gets there and makes the catch. But tagging and scoring is Derek Bernard. And Tanner Thatch gives the Fresno Grizzlies the lead, his first professional RBI. And Fresno leads it 1-0. 0-2 out into left field, coming down, it's going to fall in front of Devin Taylor, and Tanner Thatch has his first professional hit. Is 0-2 once more, and Holiday drives it out to left. Taylor twisting around, Taylor leaps, and he can't get there. It bounces off of the warning track and the wall. Holiday into second with another double. 2-2 pitch. Camarillo hammers it deep left field. Bernard back. Bernard will turn, and it hits off the base of the wall. Bernard quickly to it. Camarillo digging for 2. The throw on the money. Camarillo gunned down. A Thursday night. DeLeese charges it deep left field. Palakaye! Tie game! Park, 1-2. Thatch flares it out into left field. That's going to fall. A base hit. A 2-hit night for Tanner Thatch. 1 out. First pitch. Brito chops it high towards the mound. This is going to do it. Reyes scores. The Grizzlies walk it off. It's a glorious Thursday night. The Grizzlies are victorious as they hold on and end up coming back to beat Stockton 4-3. So 2 outs, and Ethan Holiday will be the batter. And he grounds one up the middle and through into right center field. Coming around is Reyes. He will score. Ethan Holiday drives in the first run of the game for the Grizzlies. That's his first professional RBI. And the Grizzlies take the lead here in the third. Another beautiful night in downtown Fresno as the Grizzlies host the Ports for the 23rd game of 24 meetings between the two teams in 2025. The Grizzlies will turn to Brody Brecht tonight, looking for a series victory, and a guy who has been good against the Stockton Ports. 6 innings without allowing a hit. He has struck out 12 and walked just 2. Payoff pitch. Brecht from the wind, and it's a fastball. Cut on a miss. Strike 3. Fiend goes down swinging, and Brody Brecht has his first strikeout of the night. 0-1 pitch. Stewart from the stretch with the man on third, and it's chopped up the middle and through. Base hit, RBI for Robert Kalaz, and the Grizzlies take the early lead. It is 1-0 Fresno. 0-1 from Brecht, and this is chopped towards second. Brito will get another shot. Short hop, back flips to DeLeese. Quick throw to first, and got him! Double play, and the Grizzlies are out of the fourth. Brody Brecht got the middle infield a second chance, and a nifty turn. Superlano, the 1-2 is chopped towards second. Brito to his left, gets a hop, throws to second for one. DeLeese on the turn, they got him! Another double play. The Grizzlies have still turned some. This is pulled on the ground to first. Diving stop by Fitzer, turn and throw. Jamison covers, gets the out. Terrific play by Kevin Fitzer. There he goes. No, he bluffs, and DeLeese hits it deep right field. Way back there. Paula Kaye off of the light pole in straightaway right field. His second homer of the week and of the year. And the Grizzlies lead it 3-1. He said he was going to do it today. In batting practice, he was feeling good. And called his shot. And he had a missile, 404 feet, 102 miles an hour off the bat. The 0-2 pitch, Hampu deal, swing and a miss, he got him. It's a glorious Saturday night. The Grizzlies are victorious. And Tyler Hampu slams the door as Fresno gets the win. Wilder DeLeese's 2-run homer proves to be the game winner in the 6th. Fresno Grizzlies and the Stockton Ports play for the 24th time this season. Grizzlies 14-9 against the Ports this year. He takes a big sigh, 1-1 pitch, and he lifts it out into right center field. That's going to fall. A base hit. Ethan Holiday just serves it out there. Breaking ball that he just kind of lofted out into right center. He's with just one hit against him. Kevin Fitzer leading things off, and he drives one into center field. Sends Green back. Green chasing at the warning track. He's going to turn and watch it go. Kevin Fitzer crushes one to center, and the Grizzlies take the lead. It's Fitz's 4th homer of the year, and it's 1-0 Grizzlies. 3-2 pitch. In the dirt, that kicks away from Art. Brito will score easily. Ball 4 to Kalaz. The Grizzlies will take it. Then he's adapted just fine. Here's Wilder DeLeese showing bunt, and it's a good one. Back towards the pitcher. Novotny's going to flip towards home, and Kalaz beat the tag. 2-1 pitch. Fitzer rips it down the third base line and into left field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Thatch will score. DeLeese being waved around. Taylor's relay throw is cut off, and it's a 2-run double for Kevin Fitzer. Grizzlies got to Tucker Novotny tonight. The 0-2 pitch to Taylor, swung on and missed. 98. High cheese. Brito off third, Holiday off first. The pitch, there goes Holiday, and Thatch drives it into the right field corner and out of the reach of Turley. It'll hop over the short wall, right over the John Deere sign. Payoff pitch. And he strokes this one into right center. It's tailing away from Green, and that's going to fall. Fitzer's got a chance at 3. Green to it on the warning track. Fitzer digging for third. Relay throw will not come. And Kevin Fitzer has a homer, a double, and now a triple. Art 0 for 1, and he drives one out into left field. Fitzer coming on. He dives, and he makes the catch. What can't Fitz do? It'll be due up third in the 8th, looking for the cycle. 1-1 pitch, pulled on the ground, left side. A great sliding stop by Hinderleiter to his left, pops up and throws out Superlano. The 1-2 pitch, pulled on the ground to second. Burrito, a couple of steps to his left. He fields, throws to Thatch, and that'll do it. It's a glorious Sunday night. The Grizzlies are victorious. And for the first time this year, they take 5 of 6 from an opponent as they beat the Ports 8-1.
Well, that'll do it for In the Den. Thanks so much for tuning in. It really was a great week this week. The Grizzlies had a great week against the Stockton Ports. They won the season series against the Athletics affiliates. And of course, we had Marvel Night and all the superheroes were out in full force. Plus, we had Wrestling Night and the World's Strongest Man, Mark Henry, was just a joy to be around. But when we come back, we're going to have Fresno State Night on Thursday against the Inland Empire 66ers. On Friday, it's Gold Jacket Night with Chris McDonald, Shooter McGavin. Happy Gilmore 2 is out in full force, and we're so excited to have him at Chick Chansey Park. It really has been an unbelievable season. You don't want to miss the last 6 home games of the regular season because you're going to help us get to the postseason. The Grizzlies are fighting to play the San Jose Giants in the North Division playoffs, and that's why these 6 are so big. Well, again, thanks for watching In the Den today. We're going to be back next week. We'll be on the road as we're in San Jose. Should have a special guest for you. I think you're going to enjoy it as well. On behalf of the Fresno Grizzlies, I'm Tim Slack.